Functionally, when dealing with IR35, there are two main routes that are concerned when it comes to looking at IR35 status. Firstly, IR35 contract reviews, and secondly, IR35 status or working practice reviews, as they're sometimes referred to. The second one is a lot more common in the industry, and you'll see a range of tools out there available to help, CEST, for example, or Kingsbridge's own IR35 status tool. I'll start talking about contract assessments first and foremost, and functionally what that is whereby a specialist takes a look at the written terms of a contractor's engagement and decides whether or not those terms, in a vacuum, present the case that the contractor is inside of IR35 or outside of IR35. What will tend to happen in those contract assessments is that the contract assessor will take a look at the terms and decide whether a clause needs amending, changing, or adding to the contract to strengthen the case in relation to IR35. The assessor will also take a look to make sure that there are no significant issues in the written terms that need to be corrected or that the contractor or agency or end client need to be concerned with. An IR35 contract assessment is still an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to determining IR35 status, but it is fair to say that when it comes to an inquiry, the working practices of the contractor are paramount. So that second part of the equation mentioned. An IR35 status review or working practice review takes a look at the actual reality of how the contractor is operating and makes a judgment call on whether the contractor is operating in a disguised employee manner or in a manner that's more akin to an outside of IR35 contractor, so a genuine self-employed individual. The working practice review is based on a series of questions which are posed as a result of case law that has been established over time, and this will determine, broadly speaking, whether the contractor is inside or outside of IR35. It tends to be a much more reliable indicator for IR35 status because it's based on the reality of how the contractor is operating as opposed to a set of written terms, which, with the best intent in the world, can quite often just be a generalised set of legal terms given to the contractor and not necessarily reflective of how they are operating. It is fair to say that historically HMRC have also started an inquiry based on the written terms, but it's ended on the working reality of the contractor. So what that means is, do not ignore either part of the puzzle, but if you're going to put emphasis on one part, it should be the working practices that are considered, not the written terms.